Bledsoe Capital Group is also real estate. Obviously, we've touched on the wine is part of that real estate. You're involved in luxury services, you call it, emerging products, and the entertainment businesses. So talk to me about some of the things you're looking at in some of those areas.
Well, really, how the capital group came about was with a partner, a friend of mine up in Montana, who was a very accomplished attorney, had a stellar legal career, and he and I were just visiting as I was making this transition out of football about the amount of deal flow that I was seeing and that he was seeing as an attorney. When you're a high profile athlete, people just want to bring you every crazy idea that they have, and 99% of them are bad ideas. But, there might be one in there that's a good idea. So what we wanted to do was apply some structure to analyzing the deal flow that we were seeing, and then use our respective networks to try and bring capital and experience to bear on those good ideas when we found them. Where that's gone, we jumped in, started looking at a number of deals, ultimately picked 3 of them that we looked at more in depth. One of them was a big real estate play that thankfully didn't come to fruition because we were looking at what ended up being the very top of the bubble, and would have been a really bad deal. So thankfully we were still in the due diligence process on that when it started to turn south.
Can I ask you what it was? Can I ask you what type of deal it was?
It was up in central Washington, Chelan, Washington. Still, I think it's going to be ultimately a great project. It's a beautiful piece of property up on the bluff overlooking the beautiful Lake Chelan, and it's got enough room for a golf course and a bunch of home sites. And I think at some point it's going to be a spectacular development, but it's just the wrong time right now.
Yeah, land was too much, costs were too much to get into it on the front end.
Yeah, it was really priced right. It did end up selling, but the problem with that was that as we're seeing now, even at the right price, if you've got to sit on it for 10 years before it becomes a viable opportunity, all of a sudden your ROI is pretty low, even if you apply a multiple to it when you get way out there. We determined that was not going to be the best use of the capital we were looking to raise, and thankfully walked away from it. I do think it'll be a great spot. It just won't be us.
So you guys are actually with your group, with your capital group, Drew. You guys are going out there and mixing some of your money with other investors' money. Is that what you've been trying to do with the group? Yeah. In essence, that's what it is. And so to come back around to we looked at 3 deals. We ultimately, after extensive due diligence, we picked one deal, and that we've been really grinding on now for the last couple of years. And it's a water purification deal, and we were able to acquire an interest in a company that's developed a water treatment technology that can treat industrial wastewater at high volume with no chemicals. And where we came in, they had I guess we probably had to be considered kind of angel money at that point. They'd proven the technology in a bench test, but didn't have the money to go out and build a fully functioning field unit. That's where we came in, injected some capital into the company, allowed them to get the technology out the door, improve up the technology at scale. It's working, and so the product is built now, and where's the market?
It's built. It's out there. We've got contracts with. Right now, we're focused on the natural gas industry. The natural gas industry has huge water requirements. They use a ton of water, and they have to dispose of a ton of water. We can help them to clean the water before they use it, and we can help them to clean it when it comes back before they dispose of it, or just allow them to reuse it again. But that company it's now a wholly owned private subsidiary of Ecosphere Technologies, ESPH,
small cap
company out of Florida. But you can, their ticker symbol is ESPH. You can read all the press releases there. We think we've really got something special here. We think that we can really, we can do a number of things. Number one, we can make more money for the big energy companies, which they can. What we're doing for them goes directly to their bottom line. We're being environmentally responsible. When I get out of bed in the morning and put my head on my pillow at night, I know that we're doing business, but we're also making the world a better place.
Yeah, sustainability. Sustainability in the economy is important. Yeah, I agree.
It's clean tech, and I really think, as I'm doing more reading and more involved in this, that natural gas is going to have to be a huge component of our energy future if we ever want to have independence. We've got natural gas to last us, for, I don't know, depending on who you talk to, 100, 150 years. But in order to get that out of the ground, it requires a ton of water, and requires the disposal or treatment of a ton of water. And we can do that. So, I think we're in a really nice spot. And where we're at right now, we're beyond the pilot stage and we're into early sales. We've got a contract with Southwestern Energy down in Arkansas. We've got a contract with new field exploration that's in Oklahoma, and then we're looking to move into the Northeast as soon as we can.
So you guys are looking to install at some of their facilities and handle some of their capacity, and then roll it in.
Yeah. The other great thing about what we have is that our technology is all contained in a truck trailer. So you can back this thing up and you can haul it around, and it's not a massive facility that's stationary. You can move these things from well to well to well as needed. So it's exciting stuff.
I'm seeing a theme in some of your investments. I would call them hard goods. Real estate is real, obviously. You can always sell that piece of dirt if the wine doesn't work out. You're also getting involved in the processing of utility-sized products, natural gas, and the water treatment of that. So, again, you're looking at these dividend-paying business models, which I think are, it's a good way. You make that initial investment, and then if it works out, not only do you have the capital good, but you've also got the dividends paying off also with the back end, which I think is the best way to invest always.
Well, I hope so. And quite frankly, I'm investing in things that I understand. I understand wine. I love it. I'm a consumer. I understand the process and hopefully what sells. On the real estate side, I think anybody that's involved in real estate is probably taking a bit of a beating here for a little while, but it's never going to go to zero. It's always going to be there if you can hold out to sell at the right time. And then the water thing, it's as simple as it gets. You see really dirty water going in one end and super clean water coming out the other end of our machine. It's pretty simple, and we can do it pretty efficiently.
And again, you've got a model with your background in sports and games that really allows you to be patient, be nimble, and your game plan, as you said, is always changing. And I think these are similar themes that you learn through a professional life, again, that most aren't going to have, and you're parlaying that experience into the business world.
Yeah, there are a number of things that translate very, very well from football, particularly from the position of quarterback into the business world. You've got to be, adaptable. You've got to be willing to think on your feet and make quick decisions in the heat of the moment. You've got to understand the value of a great team. As a quarterback, we're always the hero or the GOAT, but ultimately, regardless of what we did, if I had a great team around me, I could trip and fall down and win some games. If I had a team that was not very good, I could play the best football, in the world and still not win games.